Soren Kierkegaard is a popular existentialist writer who incorporates feelings and beliefs into his writings. He leaves them vague and attempts to trick the reader into coming up with their own conclusions and ideas. Kierkegaard believes that a person goes through 3 stages in life in order to become their true self and achieve self-realization. These stages are the fun aesthetic life, the more logical ethical life, and the devoted religious life. According to Kierkegaard, the first stage to go through is the aesthetic. People in this life are concerned solely with their own well-being and act based upon what they think will pleasure themselves the most. These types of people transform the most boring things in life into interesting and fun things. He considered this as an immature stage because the aesthetic life can be fleeting and gives way to the ethical and religious stages. Katniss Everdeen experienced these stages throughout the Hunger Games movies. Throughout the first movie, she represents the aesthetic life because her main goal is to keep herself alive and disregard anyone else in the arena with her, thus only thinking about how things will affect her. Her only goal is to return home to her family, and she is willing to kill as many people necessary as long as she gets to go home. Her only aim is to do what will bring her happiness later on. His second stage of life is the ethical stage. When faced with each other, ethics takes precedence over the aesthetic. This stage is based upon a set of rules that cohere to society and not just oneself. This person considers the effect their actions will have on other people and choose to act accordingly. They seem to try to make the whole of society happy rather than just themselves. This stage is more difficult for Kierkegaard because it doesn't allow self-exploration, and according to him, it is necessary for faith. Towards the end of the Hunger Games and into Catching Fire, Katniss becomes representative of the ethical life. She becomes more aware of the people around her and worries about the needs and safety of Rue, Peeta, and her allies more than her own needs. She is willing to put her life on the line in order to save others. She also risks punishment to hunt and make sure that there is food for her loved ones. The third and final stage is the religious life. This last stage is the key to obtaining a complete self-being that will be ready to be judged in front of God. This is the stage in which you devote oneself to God and religious faith. Kierkegaard believes that this is the most important stage of existence, even though many people do not truly live a religious faith. If a person chooses faith, they must suspend logical thinking in order to believe in the non-logical. For Kierkegaard, it is not just regurgitating readings and rules of the church, but a matter of individual subjective passion. In the final movie, Katniss has a self-realization and understands that she is the only key to creating a revolution and freeing the districts from capital rule. She devotes all of her time to saving and restoring broken districts and to defeat President Snow so the district can all live in peace. Katniss has gone through each stage, and her final self at the end of Mockingjay completes her being. She created an image and personality that could be ready to be judged for eternity, according to Kierkegaard.